Hey Divine Rebels and Divine Rebel Youngbloods and everybody else coming through the channel for the first time. Hey, I'm Bohemian with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart readings, and today we are doing our new moon in Libra. Pick a card. It is raining outside here, a lot of fog and ambiance. I think it's getting ready for the Scorpio moon, to be honest. Getting that popping over here, but we do have Pluto and Saturn energy in Capricorn that's squaring all of this, Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus, all in Libra, y'all. So, and yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and see. I got 7 options because Libra is the 7th sign of the zodiac. Yes, rules the 7th house, the house of partnership. So go ahead and check out your 7th house, check out where Libra falls in your chart, check out where your Venus is, and the houses that Venus rules in your chart. Okay, yes, I know Taurus are like, we're ruled by Venus too. So we're gonna go ahead and see our new moon reading. New moons are a good time to invest in things, to start things, to plant things, to see if we're tending everything that should be fertile in our lives, or to create new projects or create new opportunities for ourselves so that we can make our lives more fertile. Libra rules things having to do with relationships and partnerships, beauty, communication, diplomacy, contracts, negotiations, all of those kind of things. So those could be things that you tend to during Libra season. All right, so we have 7 moon options. These are all from Tarot or Lenormand, one from Lenormand, and we're going to go through and pick which option. So number 1 we have over here, and this is from the Tarot of Trees. It's all purples and blues. I love when moon cards are like purples and blues and blacks, as swirly old trees, and you can see the ocean, or is that ocean? It's like, it could be ocean, it could be swirls of fog in the distance here in the background, and just swirly clouds and a full moon, but it has like craters and almost like a crescent with a dark moon spot on it. So that's for Tarot of Trees. For those of you that might choose number 2, we have from the Herbal Tarot, the herb for this moon card is lemon balm. It's a black sky with a very big low white full moon in the back. We see some lemon balm growing, and there is a oh my gosh, what is this creature? It's a Komodo dragon. I'm like, what do they have on Jessie? You know, the show Jessie with where he has Mrs. Kipling, right? And there is a crustacean coming from, you just see a little smidge of water. Mostly you see some rocks and the lemon balm on that one. All right, for those of you that might choose number 3, one of my favorite moon cards, you see the dog and the wolf, a big pathway through the waters. This is from the World Spirit Tarot. It's done in block form. You see a moon with the crescent pointing downward instead of upward in the horn phase, but it is full. You just don't see all of it lit. There are these magenta rays of light coming out from it, a black sky, all purples, blues, with little hints of teal and magenta, and there is the crustacean coming from the water, and it's going to go through this river path back between the towers there, which are natural formations of like rock. I'm giving big descriptions because if I just say 7 moon cards and people don't have visuals, or you're driving or you're doing other things, so how are you going to know what to pick, right? For those of you that choose number 4, we have from the Miss Cleo's Power Tarot deck, we have the moon card here. This moon is very yellow. It has Egyptian style, what's it called, like the headpiece on it. It's made into this big crescent. It's in a sky blue sky. It doesn't necessarily look at night, and it's leaning down, basically almost touching this dog that it has on its back, and this crustacean also on its back, just controlling them. And there's a little pool of water and a little tiny stream that goes back to the pyramids. Okay, that moon's got the power, shoot. On number 5, we have from the Tarot Illuminati. This has a full moon that's in grays and blues, and it has the face of a person in it. We have 2 towers that are buildings, look like old dilapidated castle towers in the background. We have a let me see, is this a little pity? We have a little pit bull, and we have a wolf here on either side. The wolf's howling. We have a crustacean that looks more like a lobster on this one, and there are some irises here from this little pond and grass around it, and a path that goes into the back, and there's yellow rays coming from the behind the moon, kind of backcast. All right, let me know if y'all like my descriptions, okay? Let me know down in the comments. For number 6, oh, I always forget, there's a woman, like an elder woman that would be in the crone age here, sitting to the side. Let me see, let me pull it up closer and see, is she working? She's working on a loom. But mostly when you first look, this is the Ancestral Path Tarot. You see what looks like some trees and landscape, very silhouetted, very dark, and a dark navy blue sky. And there is the moon depicted as, you know, it's like painted, but as you would see it in the sky with the little rabbit image, kind of, if you look, but you know, very natural, realistic painted moon in whites and grays and things, and reflected in this river stream down below, and again, a lot of darkly lit or silhouetted scenery, and then you see the crone here to the left working on the loom by the light of the full moon. Hey, it rhymes. And then for number 7, I hope I said number 6 for that one, because that was number 6 with the crone. Number 7, we have, this is the Lenormand moon. It has the 8 of hearts on here, number 32 instead of number 18. And this has a carriage, a pumpkin carriage, that's trying to race to the castle. It looks kind of ghostly. There's a little ghostly outline. This is from the Fairytale Lenormand. And there is this kind of wispy, if you can see, there's faces in the rocks here. So there's kind of an eerie fairy tale energy. It's a pumpkin carriage, and it's going back. They're trying to go back to the castle here. So there's the full moon, and it is white. There's a little fog and grays. It's like, is this Cinderella or is this Sleepy Hollow? Okay, on that one. So those are the options. Okay, the very long. All right, for those of you that chose number 1 for our new moon in Libra picks, you chose the card from the Tarot of Trees here. Let's see what you have. We have this card, Illumination, from the Spirit Cat Oracle. It's pointing towards the past or more inward, not fully in active energy yet. You have Hestia from the Goddess Oracle, Hearth and Home. We have your moon card here. You got the Force, which is strength here, and then you got strength again, so twice from 2 different decks. We have My Community is Supportive, Loving, and Active in the World. We have Karma, DNA. What do you need to release? Waning Moon. We got the 4 of Swords. We have Red, which is the root chakra here, Passion and Survival. And we have Windfall of Abundance, okay? So it looks like you guys have been having a difficult time for a lot of you. Root chakra concerns, things of I would say your 4th house in astrology, which is the house ruled by the moon, if you want to explore it astrologically. But this looks like it is stemming from pains and things of childhood, okay? So if we remember, the South Node right now is in Capricorn, and it's conjunct Pluto and Saturn, which means that there's a lot of tough things that are bringing up where we come from, how we're built, right? How we are, what was instilled in us, you know, what is our makeup, how do we respond to things, but also just what is our foundation, you know, even again back down to past lives, family programming, our astrology, things of that nature. What are we dealing with? What external forces that then become internal? So I very highly recommend natal chart study or consultation or things of that nature for those of you that chose number 1 here. Going back to your nativity, going back to your origins, that is what is bringing up a lot of what's going on at this time, okay? Because sometimes you're not able to connect with others or bring yourself fully to the table with others because there are some habits or ideas or different ways you were molded going back of that early on in your early years. I see the energy of elders here too, so it could be because of teachings that were passed down to to you, or because you didn't receive those teachings, you didn't receive the guidance and support of elders. So it's probably a mixed bag of both, okay? But that is what is triggering and leading a lot of your decisions. There could be this fight or flight, this as it says, survival here, this fear that things aren't going to work out, that people are just out to get you, that people are just here to hurt you. And while there are many different situations that can validate that for you, and it can be a tough realm to be in, and it can be difficult to deal with root chakra things, and unfortunately a lot of people are even more demeaning and shaming to those who are in need, and you know, just validate that vibration. At the same time, it's saying, what do you need to release? How do you need to see yourself differently in those situations? How do you need to free yourself? We have this horse here that's done, right? The horses are, in some traditions, supposed to signify like the apocalypse, right? So a dramatic ending, if we think of the horse that death is riding on in the tarot. And so this is saying it's time for you to dramatically release something that's been holding you back, that's not allowing you to feel safe and secure and full grown, okay? It's not letting you roar, it's keeping you at a little meow, okay? With the lion and the kitty here, we have Capricorn energy very, very strongly. We have Cancer energy extremely strongly. We have Scorpio, Leo. I was going to say Capricorn again, that's how strongly it's here. 8th house placements, 10th house placements, okay? The polarity in your 4th and 10th house or Cancer Capricorn placements is very big right now, okay? And that's reflected in the transits, the current astrology, North Node in Cancer for all of us. So we're all learning these lessons, and there's no need to further beat yourself up or keep yourself in positions of lack, because that was the programming or the situations that were happening when you were going through life, all right? I'm also seeing strong Aries. Those of you might have moon in the 1st house, Aries rising, moon in Aries, Mars on the moon, Mars in aspect to the moon, Mars in aspect to Saturn or Pluto, those kind of things. Pluto or Capricorn, again, 4th house on the moon, or an aspect to the moon. All right, so we have your illumination. This card is illumination, and we have it held backwards within. Ironically, like literally, I just pulled these up to set them up, and the 2 strength cards were by each other, and the Hestia, where she's holding this flame of illumination and of warming, you know, warming our insides, our energy of belonging, our safety, keeping the hearth with illumination here. And so there could be some things that in connecting with other groups, funny the play on names there, I've belonged to a group that claimed to be illuminated, and they were horrific and prejudiced and hateful and just not spiritually enlightened people at all, and very much using. And some of you have had examples of that as well in family and spiritual groups, and business connections, and it's been something that you feel like it's going to take you out, like you're just, you know, like, you know, what's the point? Some of you are like, well, is it karma? Is it past lives? Is it family things? It's a little bit of all of it. It's good to just go back to basics and revamp things. Again, you guys could be meeting it on a different tier, a different level. So maybe in some ways you worked on these concerns, but it's coming up again. So there are some things that there could be karma, but it's good to look at what is karma from. You know, we have many different kinds of karma. Some of it is family karma. Some of it is generational, you know, again, family within our lineage. Some of it is because of it could be because of race, right? So if you're incarnating in a race that's still benefiting just innately in every way from the genocide and oppression of other races, that's a different type of karma, which is why I say everybody can't advise everyone what they're allowed to do spiritually, because not everybody has the same spiritual karma, okay? There could be karma from past lives coming up. This could be against yourself and against others. So we don't have to be afraid of it. It doesn't make you a horrific person if you're healing it and working on it now. Some of you are, it's almost like you're creating your own karma for yourself. You punish yourself because of this, you know, programming that you have that tells you that you have to be in lack or that life has to be a struggle. And then when the results of that come around, which, you know, we call karma in spiritual terms, the results of those decisions come around and punish you, then you say, oh, see, here's the universe telling me I knew I could never have it. I knew. And the universe is like, boo-boo, you just did that to yourself. You just bit your own tail, right? But we can't see it. It's so difficult to see. It's like those memes where it's like you're looking to see who's, you know, doing this to you, and then you zoom out in the meme and it's you. Right? It's the 2 Spider-Mans. But it's just like how we watch a puppy and they're just like, who the hell tail is biting my tail. Oh, look, there's a tail. I'm going to bite that back and get back at that tail, you know, and they just bite their own tail. And we're sitting out here zoomed out, just like, look at this goofy little puppy. And they will stay worked up for an hour about that. That's what's going on in a lot of situations. Like, you are the lion, but here you are giving yourself a chokehold, right? The energy of the moon card, you are the wolf and the dog, okay? You're both sides of the situation. There's some of your survival instincts that the world's tried to beat out of you that are good, just like the you know, the reclaiming for those of us who were labeled because of our cultures and everything as wild or savage, or, you know, just reclaiming that part of yourself that is society tries to beat down and control. So for some of you, it's that, right? Literally reclaiming culture and spiritual heritage that's truly yours. For some of you, it's reclaiming your time, your space, your body, okay? Because you're out here, and the more awoken we become, right, the more awake we become, the more we realize others' infringements on us, right? Others, you know, the more we take their hand off our arm and realize, no, you're not allowed to just come and touch me when you want, things like that. You know, it's like consent. What do we allow? What do we consent to? What karma do we consent to? Okay, what do we need to heal and lay to rest? But, you know, that means we use wisdom and we don't make those same mistakes anymore, and we fight against those negative dynamics, right? We become the force of that energy, we power forward. So, and social justice, things of that nature. If we don't want to be part of the negative karma of people who allow people to be harmed in our communities, this is talking about being active and loving in the world, okay? If we don't want to be part of those who contribute to homelessness and things of that nature, well, that means we become woke, we become a force then, and actively do something about it. So you guys do have a call to action. It's like, instead of living in fear, instead of living, I feel like some of you just have this hatred, this frustration that's there internally. You know, you might have that reaction when you see people in need, that you get pissed off at them, or you try to find how it's their fault, why they're to blame, things of that nature. And it's saying, how about you go out, because maybe you carry within you from things that you've contributed to in life, even if it was just going with the system of the way the world is, you've contributed in some ways. If you trickle down the effects to them not having, right? The more and more we co-sign the matrix, the more and more we're co-signing the hurt of the earth and of each other, things of that nature. So it's like, do something about it. It's no longer time to sit in fear and frustration. You might be working through this energy as you're also going through it, right? I know from experience, like being homeless and stuff like that, you see things in a way that people who haven't gone through that, they would never know, right? They'll never know that, oh, you need to think about, what if that person needs tampons? You need to think about people who run homeless shelters just so they can abuse and do power plays. You don't think about the fact that some of us will get turned down because we were, you know, young and pretty, and they wouldn't let us go into a homeless shelter because they didn't want to be responsible for watching if we got sexually assaulted or not. How do you know that stuff, right? So it's like, you can't just judge people. Why? No, you need to take your help this way. This is how you need to get out of this situation. This is how you need to handle oppression. It's like, all of that it's a mix of karma, and it's a mix of you not healing your own wounds, okay? And you might be like, well, damn, this is on a Libra reading, this sounds like Aries stuff. But real Libra energy, like real Libra shit on the higher vibration, is the diplomat, okay? And I really wish we'd see more of that, because most of that Libra energy out here in the world is on that BS, on that, I don't even want to name them. Y'all know who the famous Libras are, who are out here on this bullshit, okay? Just hoodwinking, pretending to be nice just when it serves a purpose. You know, only doing the PC version of caring, so-called caring about the world. This is saying, no, you need to be on that higher vibrational Libra shit. Instead of being like, oh, it's unseemly, call my community, gated community security guard to get this homeless person out, whatever. It might be like, wow, why does that person not get to see the beauty I get to see every day? How can we go and help this person for who they are, so that we can have a balanced situation, right? So that they can have the elevation and the support that they need. All right, so this is about truly having balance. See this upgrade? That's the point. It's supposed to accelerate us forward to grow into better people. to learn to treat ourselves better, to learn to treat each other better. Like the whole point of discipline and toughness and all of that is it should never be the power play. All right, it should never be, and that's what unfortunately a lot of governing forces are, right? And this is saying that's not working for you anymore. For some of you, you have an animal or a child, and it's saying that that blunt force isn't working, like being rough and angry, frustrated. If you got this one, that is not working for you, okay? But also sitting there and pretending that the world's going to fix itself and la-di-di, and why should I have boundaries? I should be able to take whatever I want, and no one tell me anything that's not, you know, smooth, nice, and lucky parsley and aventurine. I don't know. Say so, you right? Just because they say so, I love you. You say so, you love me? Oh, thank you so much for loving me. I say so, I love you too. Thank you so much. You know, that's not real. When you have a child, or if you work with an animal or something, you know that you have to have real balance. You have to have real truth and honesty with yourself. Shoot, you have to look at yourself and for the best of that child, right? Or any project or any business, it's going to teach you that. So it's just asking you to have realness. Listen to what the world around you really needs to heal, not what feels good to you to pretend to be la-di-da. Listen to what needs to be released within you, and actually work through the karma. Allow yourself to elevate on that betterment. It's not going to come by ignoring and being ignorance is bliss. It's going to be some rough truths. It's going to be action. You're going to have to be changing your actions right now, okay? Yeah, so you might have to change your diet. You might change the way you handle people, the way you use your energy, your judgment, your it's just like the call to action is what it is. It's like, okay, if you really want to be this good person and full of compassion, you got to put action with it. That's just like the biggest thing. And you have to hold that belief for others too, because Hestia is about keeping the fire on the hearth, right? Keeping an open heart for those who are out doing the tough things. So when you can't be the one out there on the front lines, when you can't go and be protesting or doing certain things to better the world, it's saying a call to action for y'all to get more active. Literally, like, why aren't you out there leveraging your privilege? You should check out that reading on this channel, the activist playlist. But when you can't, and it does take a moment, you need to rest, or you know, have a young one at home, or there's certain reasons why you can't be as super active. It's like you hold a space for those people. You don't sit here and tell them why you're doing this wrong and this and that, okay? Now we have windfall of abundance. It says an increase of abundance is arriving in many different forms, some of them unexpected. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, health, and charitable work. There we go. All right, so I wonder if y'all picked with the tarot mukbang, one of them was talking about people getting in abundance, but part of that abundance was meant to be set aside to help others as well. Okay, and that's about the balance. So it's time to realize that you can have that inwardly and outwardly. It's time, because literally we can only be better in the world as much as we can internally, you know. Sometimes we can seem to, for a while, do a lot of good works in the world and not work on ourselves, but eventually there's a backlash. There's always a backlash, and that's what's you end up being like, oh damn, like you're being fake, right? So this is saying no. Just release that and let yourself be the good works that you do. Let yourself have healing and forgiveness internally, and allow people around you to have healing and forgiveness. Let yourself get boldness and confidence to stand up to the things that have been hurting you or things that haven't been okay in certain situations, and be an advocate for others. But even more than that, you know, just be an accomplice to them, support them in their growth. And it might take having to get used to letting people be bold and empowered and fiery around you, right? And keep their boundaries, and not be codependent, and to tell you when you're actually doing something wrong. All right, but that's kind of what you need to hear in order to just get over the process, right? I used to be afraid of hearing tough things because I would see bad examples of it, right? I would see people use any little mistake against others and things of that nature. But now I love talking about things because I realize, like, no, when you talk about the truth, it doesn't have to be sitting there hiding away until it explodes and kills us all, right? So if I have an issue with a friend, I'm gonna say something to them, right? Now maybe after a certain amount of times you're like, they know they shouldn't be doing that shit, I'm just gonna let it play out and see how the universe deal with them. But you know, I'm gonna say something, and we're gonna communicate about it, we're gonna talk about it. And I need friends who can handle that, you know, friends who want to play the, oh, you're being the angry whatever card. We can't be friends because you don't respect me, you don't have real love, you're not really willing to work on yourself. So you guys are going to be showing your love by working on yourself externally, letting people see that work, letting people see when you're wrong, see when you're open to change, you know, when you're willing to have this dialogue, not being on that high horse, because literally some of you, that high horse is, it's like it's about to take you out. Okay, so I do see for those who have been going through house situations, food scarcity, things of that nature, I think you're going to have a lot of blessings and abundance coming into you, and you're meant to continue the work. Not that you can have your rest, you can have your peace as well, but it's saying don't become one of those people who becomes hard and doesn't care and tries to hide their past and, you know, shames other people who are going through a tough time and say that the way you handled it's the best way. Say, no, don't do that. You know, keep with a good heart. All right, y'all, if you are not in a community that is fully inclusive in all ways, and that includes the open ears and open hearts to listen to the help that the community needs, and then you need to get in another group. You need to drop the group, period, because they're the ones messing up your blessing. Some of you are associating with a community that's giving you bad karma, because at the root of the situation, like I said, I've been in situations like this with you know, trying to be like a co-op or something with supposed spiritual people, and it turns out that they have a horrible racism or different things they'd end up showing and depicting after they pretend to be so good and had everybody fooled, right? This is saying some of y'all are having that revealed. You need to get away from those people because you're going to get that karma back of being associated with that group. So make sure you're in communities that are loving and supporting and active in the world. Again, active charitable work. It's even talking about financially. It's talking about your home space, your heart space, internally, the judgments you send out into the world, because it is a force that is felt, and it is a force that's coming back to you at this time. So put out, you know, understanding and loving and compassion in a real way. Put out action to go out. Look at that fist pump. The angels doing the fist pump. They're like, man, we ready. Things need to be changed in this world. Like, get gully, shoot, get out here. Let's free the children. Let's support, you know, all our people out here. We got more houses in America. We have more houses than every homeless person. Not every homeless family, every homeless person, y'all. We have more empty houses than that. It's ridiculous. So anyways, those are the issues and the subjects and the things that y'all are supposed to be concerned about right now. You're going to be getting through your own and helping the world keep that vibration going. And as you allow yourself to heal, some of you that's only been focusing externally and helping everyone else and not yourself, you have to be included in that healing. Otherwise, you're keeping that vibration of lacking on the planet. And I had to learn that when I was getting on my own feet, coming out of cycles of childhood homelessness. I had to include myself in being taken care of, because if I didn't include myself and I just gave to everyone else because I didn't want them to go through what I went through, so I would just be so compassionate to them but not myself, then the universe said, but Bohemia, if everyone else in the world's okay and you haven't worked on that within yourself and allow yourself to receive and be taken care of too, then you're keeping that vibration still on the planet. So we got to do it both externally and internally. Okay, it seems like a lot, but it syncs up and there's harmony there. So that is a very, very, very long message, I know, but I mean, it needed to come out. So that's what I see for you, number ones. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, for those of you that chose number 2 with the lemon balm moon from the Herbal Tarot, we have resilience up here in the corner. We have Sulis, the goddess Sulis, illness and wellness. We have Empress, the mother, reversed. We have God of Pentacles, aka King of Pentacles. We have I allow stillness to heal and reveal. We have Island, solitude. New moon in Gemini, communication is key. We have the King of Swords reversed here. We have the crown chakra, and we have attracting, not chasing. All right, so your Libra new moon messages. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Your energy seems more about needing to caretake what you currently have versus charging into something new, okay? A lot of times we're always looking for the next thing. We can be very unpleased with what we currently have and be very, having a lack of contentment. And this is saying that your balancing point, which is a big part of the Libra new moon, is coming between finding the difference between contentment and stagnation. Okay, sometimes we feel so discontent with something, but we don't want to make changes for to better the situation. And sometimes we are telling ourselves that we're content, but really we're allowing ourselves to stay stagnant. Okay, so that's kind of the crux that you are learning to balance on. Now, some of you have been through big health changes, a lot of health concerns I'm seeing here. We do have, of course, as we know, many in our Divine Rebel family have been having children, have newborns. Okay, so the gender does not determine who these messages apply, because bringing a new baby into the family can be exhausting for everyone, including the new baby who just is, in a completely different realm than they were just in the womb, right? And some of you are having late nights because of a newborn, or your siblings, or nieces and nephews, children around you. Maybe it's the neighbor's kids, honestly. Some of you are carrying a child within you at this moment. Some of you have been up late, concerned about the health of a family member. It could be particularly a father, mother, or spouse, okay, or grandmother figure is very big here. And so there can be this concern about what is going on with them. I also see some of you, this is a friend, okay? We do have friend and sibling energy as well. Or some of you, it's that you're away from your friends or siblings. Maybe you're the only sibling who's near enough to help with a certain concern, or you don't have your siblings to help you out with your health, and maybe it's hard to tend towards the kids or the house or whatever's going on. Some of you could have this exhausting situation due to roommates, neighbors, cousins, friends that are, just loud and just keeping you from your peace. All right. Now, some of you, it's because you're away from everybody. Maybe you are a single parent and you're away from everybody, or you're away at school. And there's just this whole dynamic of trying to find balance with the family unit and like the social support unit, showing up and being a benefit without being exhausting. Okay, and again, that's a very Libran theme. Okay, this is kind of like Venus retrograde energy, Venus reverse, where it's like we want to be socially connected to everyone, but that's also very exhausting, right? So this is saying, how much do you need for your own healing, and so that you can be present and really put yourself forward in these situations. We have a big Taurus energy here. We have Gemini very strongly. We have Libra, Aquarius. Okay, those are the strongest energies I'm seeing here. Some Scorpios, Pisces, and Cancers as well. So this is saying it's saying don't chase people. Basically, if people don't want to be in your life and be supportive, again, being a new parent can teach you that. Sometimes, as much as we need to have support systems around us, if people can't really be there, or being sick, right, it will really teach you that. It will teach you who values you and sees you as an investment in their life, and willing to show up when you can't be there 24/7, when you can't be a bank for them, when you can't drop everything for them and take care of their entire life. Do they still try to continue their love language? Do they try to change with the relationship dynamics and show up for you and help you and bring you some soup or whatever it is? Okay, so some of you are going to be seeing a lot of people revealed during Libra season in particular, and just I would say into the end of spring, into about Taurus season, until the next Venusian season here. You're going to have a big shift in what you allow in your relationships. And again, it's naming like pretty much every relationship sector here. Some of you, it's because of you know, it's like through your physical body experience, your body is talking because your spirit and your social self won't listen to certain dynamics. All right. And so it says, okay, we're going to have to talk to the body again, because again, Venus rules Libra and Taurus. So when it can't come through logical thought and communication with Libra, it's going to try to talk through your body like Taurus. Okay. Some of you, you could be having concerns with your womb, with your sexual, genital health, things of that nature, even with your stomach, and the lower back could be a big one, and the neck, okay, like the neck and shoulders area, the throat. So some of you are having, it could be from just losing your voice, it could be, you know, having sore throats, it could be having muscle tension, to actually having some kind of ailment or, you know, surgery, disease, concern that's been going on. For some of you also around the breast and chest area, okay? These are really coming up because of your connection with your support system socially. So if you're, again, I always use the example, like if you're holding a grudge because low-key you're not okay with a certain relationship dynamic, you might have your neck kinking up all the time or have something going on with your neck. Okay. If you're feeling, my throat now as I talk about it, my throat is wanting to go out, so it's saying yes, that's right. If you're feeling that people don't listen to you, your throat might go out. If you feel like you have people who are backstabbing you, you might really have it. Pain in your back. I remember it was so bad in high school. I had this horrible situation that my back like went out, y'all. It went out, and I literally could not physically stand all the way straight up, and it was so horrible. And I was ultra, like, super psychically sensitive, so that didn't help. I didn't really have any protections or defenses up, but so I felt it to the utmost degree. But this is particularly for those of you that are very Venusian ruled, have a lot of Taurus in your chart, or earth signs, or are very sensitive, like water signs that aren't very protected, okay? But some of you that are air signs and a little bit more logical, you might take it by surprise how much your social interactions are affecting your health, okay? Because you guys care about that a lot. Air signs can even be codependent. So when you're not having healthy connections from the other person, it can really, really affect you, all right? So I know I'm spending a lot of time on this, but it's a lot of what this reading basically is about. And so it's saying, you know, pay attention to who shows up and who's around, because they actually care, right? Attracting, not chasing. Who actually sees you as worthy of connecting with. Some of you have been bending over backwards, giving to others, or just trying to accommodate and be what they are. But we have this Gemini energy here, which is the reminder to, there's two faces on this card, right? So there's sometimes where people will say, well, I'm so nice, I do everything for everyone, but they are they're not being themselves, right? So it's like, it's how genuine can that be? Like, you're doing everything for everyone supposedly, but you're not genuinely showing up as who you are in that relationship. So they can't even have a real authentic relationship with you. And then when you don't feel seen and heard, you feel upset, you lash back, and now you feel like they owe you. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to be putting a real face forward. And if internally you don't like having to give a certain amount of something in a relationship, then don't do it, because that's not who you are, because you feel resentful when you do that. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense to do it and then internally hate that person. Like, your inner self doesn't like that, you doesn't think that you should have to do that, or resents them. Then you're not the nice person who does that, or that's, you show your niceness in a different way. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of like air sign stuff. Air signs, actually air and earth signs can kind of do that a lot. So it's saying to get that more in check, you have to feel more wholesome, like whole within yourself. I always mean that when I say wholesome. You have to feel more like a holistic life, meaning being completely, entirely yourself and connected, okay? Because it's talking about source, divinity, enlightenment, knowing who you are and what your boundaries are, knowing what you're okay with doing in your different relationship dynamics and what you're not. Because I feel like some of you are getting burnt out and very frustrated, and you just feel like you're not seen by others, and You feel like it's almost like you have to tolerate your relationships, you have to survive your relationships. And so it's saying take some time to pull away and reevaluate. You might have changed, you know, it's like it's been years for some of these relationships, or you know, you might still be trying to operate how you were when you were younger, but maybe now you have more wisdom in certain areas, so you don't need to go out and pretend that in order to be loving and innocent you have to let people walk all over you or different things. So it's like apply your wisdom, realign with who you actually are, evaluate with how you give and how you don't give, and how you compromise and how you don't compromise, and then stick to your guns on that, and just you know, allow yourself to attract healthy relationships where people also do that, versus getting to the point that you just like secretly hate everybody and want to tear them apart, and you know, have no feel like you have no real friends, or like no one really knows you, or that you're just not being yourself. Okay, so it says anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fears underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. And I think that's very true. Venus, literally, it's like be Venus ruled, which is Libra energy. Venus attracts, Mars chases. Some of you might have Venus in Aries, and I've talked about this before. Like Venus, when it's in signs that is not like what it rules, basically. Like Venus rules Libra and Taurus. When Venus is in Aries, the sign of Mars, it's a very strange feeling. It feels like you know, it can, when Venus in Aries comes on to people, it can feel like they are just projecting all their energy, very messy, very attacking, very, you know, all of this kind of vibe, right? So it's like you don't want to feel like you're talking at people, you're commanding people, you're saying, well, I want to attract, so this is how you need to be receptive. Like that's not attracting, that's chasing, that's right? It's trying to control the situation instead of allowing it. So it's saying you need a break, you need a rest. Some of you need a freaking vacation, even if it's a staycation, but it's about you. Okay, so it's not even necessarily about the whole family. Maybe you need to just take a couple days and go, you know, stay at a friend's house who's leaving for the week or something, or you know, just you need a little bit of a break. Sometimes it might just be being able to take a long shower for yourself while the baby's asleep. Okay, literally, if you are a new parent and you need to hear that, it's okay. All right, I'm sure you can hear them. You can even leave the bathroom door open, go take a long shower, go just rejuvenate yourself, recuperate yourself. Okay, some of you need to take, you know, maybe you're also an entrepreneur. We work all the time, like we're always working, we don't stop. And so this could say, you know what, just cut back on your workload. Okay, if you see all this week I didn't do lives, or do something, you know, to give yourself a little bit of like alleviate your stress. But there is this energy of taking personal responsibility, pulling away, and because that's your empowerment, right? That's your empowerment. So pull back and rejuvenate your part of the relationships and see how that will affect all of your relationships for the better. Okay, and kind of let go of like that I can feel it in my teeth. Some of you might even be grinding your teeth, like in your sleep or something, clenching your jaw. It's like, let go of that resentment of that. I'm gonna hold on to when you didn't talk my love language, or when you didn't do what I would have done, even though I hate it and I resent you for doing what I gave to you, but I'm gonna hold it against you because then you owe me something, and that can explain why I don't feel fulfilled, or why this relationship isn't where I want it to be, right? Y'all gotta let go of that. Okay, this resiliency. Look how pissed off that cat looks right here. Let me get it. He looks so angry. So your strength, your deservingness, your resiliency doesn't have to correlate to someone else being an asshole, and someone else not loving you the right way, and everyone else not doing everything correctly. You know what I mean? You have to take some of this comfort yourself. Okay, so this says, know how to absorb the sunshine even after rough patches. This cat has faced lonely, hungry alleys, losing those they had loved through chance and betrayal. So it says he allows his feelings of sadness, grief, disappointment, and failure to flow through him and pass as everything does. He is present with the fullness of life, the complete spectrum of experience. Okay, trust your resilience, keep moving, keep accepting, and keep growing. The tide is turning. So some of you have to just accept your relationship dynamics and work on healing yourself within them. Pull away, recuperate yourself, and then you'll know how to respond. Okay, honestly, I'm a Pisces. All right, I do have some Libra placements, not personal planets, but somewhere in my chart. Okay. Distant placements, and I have a lot of Neptune 12th house Pisces. So I will tell you, I understand that's one area, Libra season energy and Piscean energy. We just had a Pisces full moon, and now we're hidden up with a Libra North Node. We can, really have to reevaluate our individuality within our relationships, not committing to more than we can do, so that we feel frustrated, and then we have to try to explain to people our boundaries, and then they're frustrated because they're saying, well, you said you would, and you're saying, well, yeah, but I shouldn't have said so, and you shouldn't have let me agree to that. Okay. And we can do that so much better when we do allow ourselves to get our whole healing. It's like once you take a nap, it's like when you haven't taken a nap, you can't think straight, you can't put boundaries, you just, you're either angry or you're feeling that distressed feeling, so you're just letting people make decisions. We're just reacting. But then you have a good nap, like a good long nap, and all of a sudden you can actually respond to situations. You can communicate with people clearly. Communication is key, and you can tell people like how you're feeling and what it really is, basically, in a healthy way. And that's basically what you guys need, is a self rejuvenation. Okay, so that you can respond and make healthy decisions for your side of the relationship dynamics. And it's going to strengthen the whole, and it's going to allow you to be present or release whatever situation you need. Okay. All right. So that's what I'm seeing for y'all. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, for those of you that chose number 3 and the World Spirit Tarot Moon card, we have the Spirit Cat Oracle Paradox. We have Goddess Kali, Fear. We have Page of Trees, aka Pentacles, Dreamer. We have the Ace of Pentacles reverse. We have With Focus and Intention, I Can Shape Energy in Any Direction, and that's card 25. We have the Shaman card reverse, Ancient Healing Wisdom. We have Take Time Out, Disseminating Moon. You actually got the Moon card from the Shaman Tarot, so that's very interesting. You got Daydream, Imagination, Allow Your Mind to Wander, Quiet Time, and you got Do the Work. All right, so this is about a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I am also feeling Gemini. Okay, and Libra energies all over the whole reading because Libra. So I think some Libras will be just watching the whole thing. Libra placements need to hear. Okay, this is very intense. Some of you, okay, little tough love. Everyone's like, oh, you already knew. I don't always know. I'm like, okay, let me do this little cute reading. I always say that, and then boom, okay, like number 1. And if you were going to watch number 1, don't skip it now. Go watch number 1. I do feel like some of you need to watch number 1. And it's saying Ace of Pentacles reverse. Some of y'all already had number 1 drop it on you. But there is that connection to root chakra concerns, which we talked about in number 1, okay? Some of y'all, it's saying, basically, I'm going to call you out. It's saying you're trying to be out here peddling healing work that's above your grade, okay? Point blank. I know. Sometimes I can't open my mouth for a second because I'm like, dang, I really got to talk about this, right? Really being the spirit world mouthpiece over here. Some of you are out here doing things that you don't have knowledge of. Some of you straight up are appropriating stuff from other cultures. It ain't your stuff. Knock it off, okay? If you're over here using, sacred medicines that you don't know anything about, but you think you do, you don't know the spirit that's within them, you don't know, you don't care what it's doing to the original peoples that's being taken from, you need to knock it off, okay, period. The spirit world's coming through, so be mad, click off, unsubscribe if you want to. I mean, if you're not going to listen to the message, then definitely do, because I don't rock with people like that. But this is saying straight up, some of you, it'll just be 1 or 2 particular things, and you'll be like, oh shoot, I had a feeling, I didn't know if I should do that. Okay, I understand, I know what they're talking about. For some of you, it's your whole damn path, okay? It's saying a lot of you are opening up into kind of the vagueness of spiritual gifts, and you're out here trying to get on whatever's trendy, or use this or this or that. You're ignoring the medicine of your own lineage, or you're trying to use the medicine of your lineage in ways that is disrespectful to that medicine. Okay, and it's true. Look, I'm mixed blood. There's certain things for certain, like for instance, tending the ancestors. Different ancestor groups don't get the same thing. Okay, you don't. There's certain ancestor groups that you can offer alcohol, and that would be like, you know, it's something, that's what you do. It's part of tradition. And there's other ones you would never do that. Okay, because it's you know, the spirits mix in different ways. Okay, spirits receive in different ways. And so this is saying, like, it's like for some of you, you're out here, and I don't often say this, I'm not a fear-based reader, but we have this energy with Kali and fear. I do feel like some of you are out there dabbling, and you're getting yourself some attachments. You're bringing upsets of, you know, spirits around you, the spirits of the land, the spirits of other people's ancestors, because you think you're doing something, trying to lay a root on somebody, and you know, the spirit world is seeing them as pure, or the spirit world is seeing them as fine, or it not being your place to do that. Now, I don't say that. I think, you know, magical practitioners, there's times that we need to put some work on someone, and they, you know, we need to protect ourselves, different things. So you guys need to know the difference between that. For those of you who are more along and more you know, skilled and understanding about these things, this is just a check-in for you, and it's saying, oh, go ahead and still do the work, but you need to check in with yourself. This was a little ego check, and this was saying, you better go talk to your ancestors, and you better do it now. You better not play. Okay, but then go ahead and do the work. For those of you who are out here just new and trying, I know, like some of you come to me and want mentorship or have a few readings, and then go out and will act like you're doing the same thing, and you're dabbling. Okay, is saying you need to check yourself and do the work of being the student in spirit. We're all students in spirit, and sometimes there are things that will click right away. Okay, and I understand that. All right, there's a lot of Pisces in this group. I have Pisces, and I understand, because sometimes I'm already doing something spiritually, I just don't have the terms, and then once I learn it, I can say, oh yeah, that's what I've been doing spiritually, like I get it, right? And so people would be mad and jealous. How do you know that already? But just wanting the power, just wanting to prove something, just wanting to use your ancestors like they're bulldogs and stuff. They're not liking it. Okay, just being willy-nilly about who you connect with. Oh, I want to screw this person. Oh, I want to have a crush on this person. Oh, I'm going to make this person be my soulmate. Oh, I'm going to get back at this person. Some of you are being so reactionary, and you got the moon card. You're not paying attention to your emotions, and you can't ignore your emotions and be a spiritual or magical practitioner, a manifester, whatever you want to call it, on whichever level. I feel like there's all different types of groups, but this message applies. All right, you can't be someone, a physical being connected to the spiritual world, and ignore your own shadows, ignore your own motives, you know, and just feel like, well, oh well, I'm just gonna escape it, do this and that. Like, it's gonna catch you. It's just like when someone tells lies, like that's energetic lies. You can't lie energetically. It's going to catch up. Okay, it's going to catch up, just like a storm that's coming towards you and almost to the shore. All right, so they have no problem with you being a student and making mistakes. They said that, well, that's pure-hearted. If it's just, oh shoot, like I'm learning this and that, and I didn't realize, dang, I didn't realize, just you know, let myself have that big temper tantrum for, you know, 12 hours would throw off this whole manifestation of this. They don't have problems with you just learning, but they're saying some of you have been getting egoic, or you've been getting disrespectful, or you've been, again, misusing other people's ancestors in spiritual lineage and medicines and magics that you have no business to be disrespecting. Some of you are disrespecting the land. Again, you're out here hoarding, you know, white sage or whatever. Don't care that it's extinct and that elders don't have it to use, but you want to use it for what? And I just looked up, and by the door there's literally a sticker, we're traveling, and it says for your protection. So someone's gonna say, well, what am I supposed to use for protection? Well, use your ancestral medicines. There's so many different ways to smudge. There's so many different ways to do a spiritual bath, to do a manifestation, a spell work, a ceremony, whatever it is. Okay, A big connection for you guys is to be by water and to pay attention to your dreamscape. That's something that they really want to connect through. And they want to teach you more psychically yourself. And this is not in the way where it's, oh, we're psychic, we're spirit, so I can do whatever I want. No, this is really going in and listening. Okay, when they tell you the right hand and the left hand of it. Okay. And some of you are afraid to do that, to really just go into a deep meditation, you know, like you could be by a body of water or, you know, in the bath or something like that, and just really allow yourself to go in and channel in what you're being taught and what you need to heal and what you need to work on, and really listen and be the student. And they're saying that's what's necessary, right? The spirit and the physical world connecting and merging. Okay, so for some of you who are just trying to hurry up and find a way to supercharge your spiritual path for a product, or, you know, super up it because being like a reader or a healer, or, well, I got Reiki so I can do this and this, they're saying, hold on now. With focus and intention, and I saw that also as integrity, I can shape energy in any direction, but focus, your intentions, your motives, all right, the true energy that is within you. Look at this. It's literally the emotions, right? What's really in the spirit is how the spirits are rising out of that deep intention, like who you really are. It's going to come out. So they're saying take a breath out. Disseminating moon, disseminate, right? Break down the information. Listen to that stuff. You have to be working to heal your family line. Healers have to heal themselves. All right. Otherwise, you're literally passing on bad medicine. I worked at this place and I mentioned it in another one. And the people, they were corrupt inside. They had prejudices and bigotries and hatreds and of all different kinds. They weren't healed folks, but they could talk real nice, and they had privilege, and they could be so, you know, yoga people and spiritual, la la la, right? Basically what's taken over and capitalizing in the spiritual industry, right? What you see going on. And they the more you got to know them, they had some really effed up shit happening in their family and their personal lives. And the people they were so-called doing these so-called shamanic healings on started having the same issues, to the point of one person had a child that they had adopted from their sister they didn't like, and that child started being suicidal and would have to go to the hospital and stuff. And this person had the nerve to say, oh, they did that on purpose so that I couldn't go to see my shaman mentor. And like, it was ridiculous, y'all. And the thing is, people will say, oh, I would never do that, and then repeat these same behaviors though. So this person who they were healing, some of the children they started working with, these young people, these young psychics, started all of a sudden having suicidal tendencies, because it was their own shit they never healed and worked on, right? Their own hatred and bigotry to their sister that they adopted this child from, and to their parents and all this. They never healed their stuff, and it was coming out in the children around them that they were supposedly doing shaman work and healing them and stuff. All right, you cannot hide that if you're being a so-called spiritual person. You can't. If you're over here using spiritual tools and medicine, you can't. Okay. And the same thing, I knew another person, and a lot of shady stuff going on. Scorpio with a lot of Libra and Capricorn, and they would do all these relationship counselings and stuff and healing sessions. Well, not only did they have a lot of their own hateful behaviors to correct, but their relationship was going down the drain. And then lo and behold, all these people who were coming for just additional boosts in their marriage started going on the brink of divorce, even getting divorced, okay? Because their heart wasn't in the right place. Now, sometimes we can heal people in the ways we've been wounded, right? Because we learned those lessons. But it's different from being in a place of healing. You know, for instance, let's say we can help someone a lot with finances because we went through the rocks with it, right? But quite often, if we're not truly healing ourselves, if we're not a good person to all demographics and to, you know, in the earth plane, you can't be in the spiritual plane, think you're 5D. It don't work that way. All right. If somebody, when they speak out, that happens to me all the time, y'all. If someone, when they speak out about certain concerns and things in the spiritual community, oh, you're not being love and light, you're being toxic just like them because you mentioned it. Like, shut up with the bypassing and da 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 da. So some of you, maybe because you're tired of all that, you just want to rage and rampage and just throw magic and stuff all over. Say no, you still gotta learn. Okay, so some of you are on the other side. Some of you are on that thinking you're, you know, being super duper light worker, white magic, whatever, and there's the healing, and you're putting out some sickness and illness. For those of you who are pushing that and not learning and not truly working on your different prejudices and stuff internally. Some of you, it's like you've done more of that work, but you still don't know your craft, and you still aren't paying attention. You're being stubborn. Okay, you're being rebellious. You might be brave enough to be someone who can do the tougher manifesting work and actions that we do need done on the planet, but you can also still be having some selfish tendencies sometimes and being hard-headed to your ancestors and to your guidance. Okay, and all of y'all need to double check the tools you're using and that you're respecting everything spiritually. Okay, respecting your sacred sites. Pay attention to where you're living. Okay, do you know, like for instance in the US, do you know the tribes that you're walking over, you know, that were genocided in the ground right there? Do you know the history of, you know, if you're living on plantations and stuff, do you pay respects, or do you just say, oh, I saw a vision of, you know, a Native person, a Black person, so that was my past life, and now I have ownership over those things because we're just spirits, so I can do whatever I want over this culture? You gotta really think about what you're seeing. You gotta let spirits talk. You gotta let them teach you. You can't just grab and own spirits and own spirituality and think you know what you're doing. Okay, that's when you get in trouble, like the movies. Okay, although mostly that's fear mongering in the movies, but it's letting you guys know. Some of you and some of these messages, that's gonna be a select few that's been being that dire, but pay attention, pay respects to the land that you're on, to the peoples that came before you. And that's anywhere you live. You know, if you move to Thailand or you live in Thailand, pay respects to the land there and the people who have passed before. You know, just be aware of what's going around. And some of you, the spirit world is tying up your finances because they don't like how you've been acting. Okay, and there could be a thing with coins. Sometimes spirits do leave coins. Those of you who do ancestor money, might be time to go and talk to the ancestors, leave them some money. So let's go ahead and read this. It says, it's not enough to dream or pray. You also got to take positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. Y'all, I swear I didn't even read that before now. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. Okay? So take some quiet time out, sit with this information. It's all learning. It's all learning, y'all. Make the real changes. And then you can go into that empowerment and be a good, strong healer and come out of that cocoon, okay? So that's what I see for y'all. But man, that's what I said. The higher version of Libra is the diplomat, and it don't take no bullshit. So it's not like this, the lower vibration, just, you know, shallow, fickle stereotype of Libra that a lot of people enact. The upper side, the higher energy of Libra don't play, and they really want, you know, true healing and balance and all of that. So that's what I see for y'all. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, for those of you that chose number 4 with the Miss Cleo Power Tarot deck Moon, we have Cuddles from the Spirit Cat Oracle. We have Hathor, Pleasure. We have the Star, Hope. The Hangman, I am ready, thank you. That has a big full moon on it. We have Lake, Stillness. We have New Moon, Eclipse, expect powerful change. We have 7 of Wands, the High Council, Evolution, Information, and Potential, and Words of Abundance. All right, so what I see for you guys is I do see a big positive change coming. Man, I'm just like getting this headache. I can feel the energy of this eclipse here. So some of you might have been triggered since a certain eclipse has happened, or you know that it's the way this is hitting your chart is going to be doubly impactful. Maybe you have strong Libra placements, or it's hitting, you know, completing a square in your chart or a sensitive angle or point. I'm like getting goosebumps all over my body, and I just had like this, and it is like a transit headache. The headaches I get psychically when there's like an eclipse or something is different than a normal one. So wow, you guys are really, and it's new moon, it is the new moon energy, so you guys are going to have a lot of things coming in. We have pleasure, we have cuddles, we have spiritual downloads and enlightenments, we have hope and wishes, and basically your spirit crew, your high council is like your spirit crew who help you pre-life plan and tend to your life, and consult on different things for your soul growth and your journey and all of that. Some of you, this new moon is hitting like your north and south node, your soul's plans and goals. So they're saying it's time to, like, they're speaking blessings on you, and they're saying it's time to go into a positive shift. It's time to take on whatever kind of last giants, beastly giants have been keeping you from your blessings, and get ready to go into your fields of plenty, right? Your lands of abundance. It's time to take from the spirit world what you've been accumulating, a lot of blessings, a lot of good things, a lot of lessons and learning, and start experiencing them in the physical world. And it's going to feel like, you might suddenly feel like, wait, I don't have to work that hard anymore. Wait, I don't have to stress like that anymore. It might be strange for you. Okay, so yes, there's so many blessings being spoken onto your life. It's like, basically, I feel like some of you're around, like, just completed your Saturn return, or like this Neptune retrograde, some way that your transits, your stars, your astrology, whatever lessons have been going on, it's like you've passed it. Some of you, it was one of your moon cycles. You may be, a lot of you might be like around 27, not everybody of course, but there could be a lot around that age. Some of you have just hit significant age markers in your life. I'm seeing people turning 18, 21, hitting that 45, whatever it is. But if some of you 7, okay, some of you, maybe there's a 7-year-old around you, or it could be cycles of 7, okay, that have occurred in your life. And it's reminding me, like, every 7 years our body has replenished all of its cells. It's all new us, okay, new you, new moon, new you, who this. So this is a powerful change, and it's basically like your spirit guides are coming through, and they're giving a good report on you. They're saying, yes, you did it, you're doing it, you're getting some good marks for what you did. Now I am seeing some people trying to creep up on a reading. So sometimes if people don't like a reading that they got spiritually clapped on, they'll try to go and find the good ones. Like, people can be really obvious because they delete their comments and I can read them, and they'll go and look for comments to see what the good one was, and then all of a sudden they'll change their reading to one that was like a positive one or something. So I'm getting the specific message. If that's you, like, the door, okay, if you just got the clap back, this ain't your message. This is for those who did really well, okay? This is for the good kids in class. So don't try to come over here and be like, oh yeah, see, I'm perfect after all, after you just got in trouble. All right, this ain't for you. This is for those who really came through and are doing a good job and have been working on themselves, just beasting it. Every time that you're shown something in you need to work on, that you need to do better, stuff that wasn't even your fault that would happen, you just kept, just going through it, meaning actually going through it and finding, like, you're coming out on the end of the tunnels. And I just love this. Like, look at, like, yes, I'm free, I'm ready, thank you, just free arm, letting go. That reminds me of little kids, like baby Magic, when she wants to fly. If she wants to fly like a bird, they'll run, put their arms behind them like that. And so it's just like your time to be released from negative cycles, okay? Yes, I love that. Some of you have done so much healing and you really just surrendered to it. And it's like, again, I'm getting the goosebumps and the sparkles. I had to wait and clear the previous videos from the other options off my phone, and I was just in here like, getting all these cool goosebumps and sparkles and tingles all over the place. And I'm just like, I need to finish the reading because it's just so mystical, okay? Some of you just had some big healing. I'm sorry, that's puppy. Some of y'all just had some big healing happen. It's almost like you can physically feel the blessings coming into your body. Like, you guys might be sitting there and all of a sudden just feel like, like you caught the spirit, okay? You might just all of a sudden want to shout. But yeah, like, you just got this little silver vibes of bliss, or like you can feel it. Like, I don't even know. you know, sometimes you just sit there and you're like, somebody just prayed for me, someone just blessed me, you know, someone just took time out and send a loving arm around my shoulder. That's what you guys have coming your way, and a lot of it is straight universal energy, because I feel like you guys are just very deserving and you've been through a lot. It says, meet Fluff. She is patiently waiting for you to stop your super important, get it done task and give her lots of love. She assures you that her fur is a cloud of softness that will melt all your thoughts away. Little Fluff is all about savoring the experience of being alive in your body. Y'all, I promise I did not pick out these cards. There's too many. I just channeled in, and it's right next to Hathor. Pleasure, okay? Pleasure. Time to disconnect from the digital world and reconnect to the lush, tactile world instead. Stretch like a cat until you quiver. What am I telling you? Quivering and sparkling and shimmering over here on my skin. Feel the air on your skin and the earth under your paws. Cuddle in with this kitty and feel her purrs awaken your heart. And that's what I'm feeling too. You know how cats, like, their purr actually is healing? And have you guys ever felt where you didn't hug anyone for a long time and you hug them and you just feel like their heartbeat, or you hug an animal and you just feel those like little tingles of like your spirit just reconnecting with you, like regrounding into your body, because you hadn't felt that, you know, good hug or that contact in a long time. And that is what this energy is like for you. So I do see a lot more physical contact, pleasure, massages, hugs. All right, cuddle season. Look out for the cuddle season reading. Yes. Yes, okay, some of you is water. I'm seeing swimming, just being sensual, taking a bath, enjoying how you look in the nude, just feeling good, okay, feeling good about yourself after everything that you've gone through, everything you've accomplished, just being at peace, letting yourself rest. It's like both, but then also feeling like when it is time to go out and play and have fun and have excitement and connect, you can do that as well, okay? So let's see your words of abundance. I love it. It's happening, y'all. It's really happening. You have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerfully positive words. Always describe your own and the world's economic situation in loving and optimistic terms, and that is what you attract for yourself and others. So your words, it is a good time to you know, I would say little salty little, you know, swear words, curse words like that, but y'all don't want to do cursing, okay? Like actual speak positive right now. Your words are so powerful on yourself and others, because what you're saying, the universe is really trusting you. See how this Ankh is a key over here? You guys are in one of these periods, a very strong transit of your personal life where what you say is going to come to be. All right, abracadabra, I create as I speak, and so it is. All right, so that's what I see for you guys. There's hope, there's positivity. If you need an obstacle removed, you go ahead and call it, and any tool that you need is going to appear to take those things out. And you are backed up by the spirit crew. Your spirit crew trusts you to go out here and have your pleasure and your blessings, and to be in a good way for yourself and those around you, okay? So stay ready. You ready? Hey, blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings. Yes. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, for those of you that chose number 5 and the moon from the Tarot Illuminati deck, we have Vision from the Spirit Cats Oracle. We have Lady of Beasts, Relationship. We have the Knight of Hearts, aka Knight of Cups, Romance. The Wheel of Fortune. We have I Am on the Right Path and Divinely Guided, reversed. We have Desert Reverse, Vision Quest. A Full Moon in Cancer, a personal issue reaches resolution. We have the Devil, Summer, taking action, fruition, and intellect. And we have Ask for your needs to be met. All right, so you guys are past due for some stuff, okay? You've been skirting, pumping the brake for too long. There's something you should have handled during Cancer season. For a lot of you, it's moving or travel, okay? There's some moving or travel definitely that should have been done. Maybe it was relocating. A lot of you, it's relocating, traveling to see family, things of that nature. Some of you going to be by water. We have Sagittarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Aquarius, Taurus, Pisces energy here. All right, some of you, it could have been going towards the west too. Arizona, California, New Mexico, Colorado even. Could be big for people who are here in the States. But it's looking like there was a turn of abundance and an open roadway for you that was supposed to be taken. It's like your spirit crew did all this work. Your ancestors over here doing this work, sending you all these signals to go ahead and, you know, go ahead, the path is open, time to go, move, chop, chop. All right, and we know the full moon in Cancer was a big deal because right now the North Node and South Node are in Cancer, Capricorn, okay? And we have the South Node in Capricorn is conjunct Saturn and Pluto. So when things hit that axis, it's intense. Even just the regular moon phases of the month, especially if you have any sensitive things with Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, or Libra in your chart, especially if your cardinal houses, your ascendant, descendant, midheaven, your IC are sensitive in your chart, okay? So some of you, you didn't want to, you were afraid, right? Cancer energy, we're afraid. We try to scoot sideways. We try not to go through that open door, take that big blessing. And now you might be hitting a little bit stagnation or dealing with some attitude from the world around you. Because now Capricorn energy is coming in saying, oh, you didn't want to move, huh? Capricorn don't pull no punches. So you could be dealing with things in business, career, the external world, government, you know, authority figures, father figures, any kind of things that are, you know, Capricornian in energy, ruled by that energy of Saturn, 10th house, that are kind of pressing you up and giving you a difficult time, because your spirit crew is saying, look, we gave you every, you know, animal message, every synchronicity, everything you needed, but you didn't want to get in the car and drive down that path that you were supposed to be, right? You were at the crossroads. You shouldn't have been sitting. You've been sitting at the crossroads. Let's see, how many months too long? How many months too long? Some of you, this was the new moon in Cancer, because it's talking about summer here. So I feel like Cancer season and the full moon. So it could have been the Capricorn full moon there. All right, so it's saying you should have been all along to your blessings. Now you're stagnating on your path, or you're getting distracted from your path. Okay, some of you, you used romance as a reason to distract yourself from the situation and just to have something to obsess about. Some of you are using the excuse of animals. There could be something about animals. Okay, I'm seeing dogs and horses and all different kinds of animals. Oh my, cats. You could have used that as an excuse to not go and do something that you should have been doing. Some of you decided, I'm just going to party my summer away and not pay attention to that thing I'm supposed to do. And then maybe now you should have taken that driver's course. You should have, you know, went to summer school. You should have done whatever was needed. Okay. But a lot of you, this is like a whole shift of your life. So it's saying a personal issue reaches resolution. This could be something that has been ongoing themes in your family or in your life since childhood. And so right now, it's all for good reason. It's almost like, literally, it's like the guardians of the crossroads are sitting here and they're like, yeah, I said guardians of the crossroads. Okay, that was a thing before the galaxy. Y'all giggling. But they're sitting here like, for real, how long are we supposed to, it's like a traffic cop. Like, how long am I supposed to hold the traffic for you? This is ridiculous. It's been months. Like, have me out here looking corny. Shoot, supposed to sit around for you? Of course the other cars are honking at you. Of course all the other drivers around you are like, why are you here? Of course they are. So some of you are getting pushed out of situations the way the body pushes a thorn out of its skin, because it's just like, why are you here? You don't belong here. Go away. Okay, it's like the bouncer been told you for the past 12 hours, you're not getting in. This ain't where you're supposed to go. Go down the street. Okay, you got VIP down there. Why are you here? And so some of you are getting so mad and getting obsessive and trying to control things. Some of you are even trying to do some magic to get certain things you want. And it's just like, you know, like when you just want to bop someone on the head, you just want to just bop, just bop. That's what it's like. Okay, they want to bop you on the head. Maybe they are. Maybe they're holding you out at arm's length, like when you hold your sibling back when they're acting crazy and they won't stop, your little sibling. Okay, they're like, flow in the right direction. Get in your flow. Stay in your lane. All right, we got you carpool VIP. All right, in the limousine, and you can't stay in your lane because you over here trying to crash and crumble and try to go back and get, oh, you know, oh schmo back there. All right, they don't want you, you don't want them. You're just trying to distract yourself because you're scared of being successful and living, being about your life. Have some vision about yourself. Okay, get back on your right path. Ask for your needs to be met. Focus. All right. Stop waiting until the 11th hour. Shoot, the 14th hour. All right, if you're doing military time, you're like the 31st hour, okay, to go and get what you need to get, and talk to the universe and put your requests in. Take action so you can have fruition. It's saying intellect, smarter, not harder, y'all. All right, so some tough love, because they're saying you're overdue. Like, how are we mad at you because you're overdue for your blessings? Ain't that annoying? That's annoying, right? If y'all ever babysat children or remember being a kid, isn't that how it is? Sometimes we would just be, you know, clowning, not getting ready, just being difficult. And then it turns out our parent was trying to surprise us with something, give us something nice, take us for a treat. And here we were, you know, just acting up, not listening. Sometimes you snatch that blessing from yourself. Some of y'all are snatching blessings. You're snatching blessings and then turn around saying, who did that? Who pinched me? You pinched yourself. All right. Talking about it can't be real. Pinch myself. All right. And now you pinch yourself and disappeared your blessings. All right. They say you need to stop that. So stargazer might need to look at your astrology too. I mean, it is an astrological reading, but some say her head is in the clouds, but the view is better from up there. She can see a big picture beyond normal sight. She can see beyond small increments of time to the vastness of years, decades, and even eternity. Take a step back and see your life through stargazer's eyes. What visions do you have for your life? They may appear fuzzy or absent if you are afraid of the actions they are calling you to take. Acknowledge those fears. Then ask them to step aside like parting clouds until you are able to truly see. Let your visions be a beacon calling you forth. Okay? You've been waiting too many moons. Look at all those moons there. Time to get a go on, right? Summer don't last long. It says, God and the angels can come to your aid only if you make a free will choice to be helped. And it begins with asking. It doesn't matter how you ask God for help, but only that you do so. The same holds true with clearly asking other people to assist you. So you have people, humans, divine beings, the universe, creator, God, all waiting, wanting to help you. Even as difficult as you've been, okay? And they're saying, okay, you know what it's like? You're like somebody who won't pull over and ask for directions, and Siri done abandoned you. GPS don't care. MapQuest ain't working. Does anyone MapQuest anymore? All right, your Thomas guide is spilled and frayed. And you won't stop and ask for directions. You could have been there 3 months ago. So it's saying, get some humility. Stop giving yourself karmic ties to people, places, and situations that there's no reason to anymore. It's done. They're over it. You're over it. Flow in the right places. The romantic situations that need to blossom will blossom more in the direction of your life you're supposed to be moving. They're not the core of your life. Okay? There's something that joins into the journey. Your family's going to thrive, your home situation, your security, your foundation, when you finally make these changes and flows. Okay? And the animals and creatures and beings that are meant to be in your life are going to flow in the direction of these blessings as well. Okay? It doesn't feel good to be made people's excuse to not be successful. Have you ever had people do that? Like they run their life down, don't go after their dreams, and then they just sit there and blame it on their kids or their animals or their house or whatever. It's like that's a stink energy to be someone's reason why they can't succeed. So it's like, stop putting that on people. That frustration, that anger, that resentment, that stagnancy. Don't speak that on your children, on your plants, on your house, on your dogs or whatever. Move your life forward and life will move forward with you. Okay? You'll get the help and assistance you need when you speak forward. You start saying what you want and you start accepting that change and that bounty and those blessings in your life. It's going to improve all areas of your life. Okay? But it's time to clear your vision and get back on your path. All right, get out of that day-to-day fog. You might need to click off of YouTube's. Okay, so that's what I see for y'all. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, for those of you that chose number 6 with the ancestral path moon, the crone moon, as I like to call this card, we have vulnerability, and you have it turn inwards here with the spirit cat oracle. We have austere from the goddess oracle growth. We have the universe, aka the world reversed, expansion. The high priestess reversed. We have a fox card that says, my instincts keep me adaptable in the face of any obstacles. You got the autumnal equinox, the autumn equinox release, which we just had almost a week ago. Yes, isn't that cool? Autumn equinox followed by the Libra New Moon, just about a week apart. You have a time for healing, balsamic moon reversed. You have the Eight of Wands, Lady's Mantle, Mother, Healing, and Alchemy. You have courage to ask for and accept help. So I feel a lot of Libras in this group. I also feel a lot of Aries energy. Some of you have that polarity. There's also Capricorn, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Pisces that are coming through very strongly, and Aquarius. Okay, let me take this in. All right, so the facade isn't working. Okay, the facade isn't working. Some of you are refusing to be a person, like here on the planet, refusing to grow into yourselves, to develop, to go out into the external world, to accept that you have incarnated, to blossom, to be that lotus of divination. You're trying to crawl back into your past lives. You're telling the aliens to come get you. Some of you are searching for spiritual contact from, you know, universal energies. Some of you maybe have gotten it, okay? But hiding in that starseed identity to the point of detriment, that's going on here, because it's showing with the universe reverse. The universe is saying, okay, this is not, we don't need those signals. It's kind of like, stop sending your space signals already. Right? We talked about that subterranean homesick alien, right, from Radiohead, which I love so much. But this is where we could be hiding too much in our spiritual woo-woo. Okay, the High Priestess reversed here. And you have, you know, you're supposed to have your adaptable instincts here, keeping you alive and doing good things, but it's reversed. So that's not helpful. We have a time for healing, reverse. That's not helpful. We have the fear of being vulnerable, right? And what's that vulnerability? Well, we have austere, which is Easter, which is rebirth, which is accepting being incarnated, right? So even if you take, if you don't take the pagan meaning of that, if you take the Christian meaning of that, that was Jesus coming back from the dead, right? Coming back into incarnation. We have a baby unicorn or horse being born here, unicorn, little rabbits. So it's a vulnerable thing to be incarnated. It's a vulnerable thing to be alive in this world and to take on new tasks, to let endings happen and to go into our new changes. Some of you feel like you don't have support. Like, look at here, you feel like a bunch of children who need a mothering hand, some support, some connectivity to others. Kind of wanting, it's almost like where you're asking the universe to take the wheels too much so that you don't have to feel afraid of making decisions, so you don't have to feel alone, right? You're like, well, I want someone else to be responsible for this. I just want to let go. And so this is saying that, you know, you might have to kind of mother yourself. Remember the universal wisdom you have and use that to strengthen your wings. Okay, you might be feeling a bit kicked out the nest right now, okay, or like the worm that has to wriggle through the dirt. That's what I'm seeing, to get to the water when it rains. You know how they do that? Or the seed that has to have the courage to sprout through that hard shell before it can ever become a tree. Everybody has different things that are scary to grow through, changes that are scary to have. Everybody has layers of vulnerability, okay? And sometimes we can over-identify with those and use them as a badge. Well, I'm a seer. Well, I'm a empath. I'm a starseed. I'm indigo, crystal, rainbow, you know, whatever it is. I'm too different. I'm too different. And just kind of waiting for the universe to take us, right? I'm just going to sit here until I vibrate into enlightenment and leave this realm and disappear, okay? Like Atlantis. And this is saying, no, it's time to connect. You guys have to ground. You need to ground yourself. All right, you need to allow yourself to form healthy relationships. You have to find your bravery to grow. It takes so much bravery, like to be a child, to be new and vulnerable and continuously learning. You gotta put some respect on children, man. Right? You have to put some respect on people who have glow-ups, people who you know, will try again and again to learn and get it right, who will change themselves, who will go through transformations. That takes courage. And some of you could be so focused on, well, I'm not gonna, you know, like for instance, Libra energy, right? That's what this reading is for. You guys might be so focused on, well, I'm not gonna let people change me. I'm not gonna be like everyone else. I'm not gonna, you know, wanting to have no identifiers or connection to anyone, that you're not tethered. You're just floating out there, you know, beyond gravity. It was like that movie, right? Just floating around like an astronaut detached from a ship. And wanting to blame it on aliens. And the universe is like, no, that's you. We gave you a tether. We told you to come back to the ship. It was time to eat, okay? So it is time to ground yourself. You might want to even take a spiritual break, right? It can be spiritual and cleansing to take a spiritual break. We don't always need to be learning the next deepest conspiracy and be the next layer of Anunnaki, the next, you know, like it can get too much, okay? You guys might be spiraling a little bit with all the spiritual stuff. And it's personal. It doesn't, you know, for some of you, you might just be getting into it a little bit, but you have to give your body, your energy field and stuff time to adjust and go out there and live what it is that you're learning, okay? But I do see a lot of you going back and kind of reparenting yourself. Maybe you're learning stuff that your family doesn't really support, and, you know, they can't really get you like that. Yeah, but some of you are either trying to blend in too well to everything around you, or you are trying too hard to stand out, and neither is authentic in this case, okay? Our authentic self is a blend of our connectivity to the world around us and the people around us and within that have been part of our story and path, and our, you know, just wild free spirit as who it is. It would be silly. You know what it's like? It would be like a horse claiming that they're the best horse ever, but they won't touch grass. Like they won't touch the physical. They just try to float. Like that's their life goal, is just to float and pretend that they're better than like land. That's how silly it is when people pretend that like anything in the physical realm is low vibrational and I'm better than you because I don't connect to any of it. Like that's not enlightened. That's not wholeness, right? Sorry, I hit the space bar on this. Let me mute it just in case I do again. Look, they're even laughing on here like, right? All right. So if you're in that phase where you're feeling, people will comment that, oh, someone commented, oh, the baby in the background, I couldn't even connect spiritually because that wasn't spiritual and it wasn't professional. What? A baby laughing and joking ain't spiritual? What? Or it's the other side of things. You mentioned like a singer or something for a metaphor reference. Well, that wasn't spiritual. You're trying to lower my vibration. Then you ain't spiritual then. Okay? This is like, find your wholeness. Find your wholeness together. Our organic spaceships, these beautiful bodies we're in, these are spiritual tools. Are you kidding me? They let our spirits come down and house them. You know what technology that is? If you look at it in that terms, like you can house a spirit. Wow. To bring life so we can experience, but we sit here and think our bodies are base and that they're nothing. All right, we sit here and judge how other people beautify, take care of their bodies, the experiences that they seek with them. No, this is saying ground yourself, connect to people more. That holier than thou, it ain't doing nothing for nobody. Okay, some of you have to allow yourself to release some traumatic spiritual experiences that you've had. Okay, because there are ones out there that can be scary and out, you know, but they're not all like that. Sometimes it's because of the cults, aka religions, that we're raised in, different weirdnesses, just different things. Some of y'all have seen some things. Not all spirituality is like that, and you might need to allow yourself to be vulnerable and find your own spiritual path. Okay, so for some of you, you haven't really even maybe done that much tarot or pickle cards or anything. Okay, so there's a new way, okay, but there's a way for you to live more authentically. So let's read this message here. It says, asking for help is a sign of strength, as is accepting it as it is offered to you. Isn't that true? Because sometimes we'll kind of let our friends know we need help, and then we'll turn it down when they ask us. It's like, no, go ahead and let them know and accept the help, okay? Very often when you ask God or Creator, whoever is your spiritual connection, you connect, okay, you plug, For help, prayers are answered through other people. Be sure to accept this assistance as well as give it to others as you are guided. Right? Instead of just sitting there waiting for like the aliens to come down or your spirit guides to materialize to help you. There was this, I think it was like a parable, like a modern day parable I heard. But basically it's like somebody is in a flood. They're sitting on this little part of the roof. It's almost all the way sunk. And they're praying, God, help me. I need help. Come help me, God. And somebody, you know, neighbors come by on a little raft and say, hey, do you want to get on? They said, no, I'm waiting for God to help. And oh my gosh, God, help me, please. I need help. I know you hear me. And so then the next people come by, a little rowboat. Okay, do you want to get on? I think we can get you. And no, I'm waiting for God to help me. Finally, the little Coast Guard or someone comes by. Oh, we're here to save you. No, I'm waiting for God to help me. Right? And then they sink. So it's like, we got to pay attention when we ask, when we're sending out these universal signals and answers to things. Even if you are an alien hunter, they might come and be right in your face, and you're telling them, oh, you don't understand, I talk to aliens, I'm way above you, and here they are in camouflage talking to you. Okay. So I'm not freaking y'all out. Don't tip into the conspiracy too much. Okay, so y'all need a break from that. But you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's that obvious. Or like when I heard different singers where they say, I think it was Cher one time, where somebody didn't believe that she was Cher, and they said, oh, like you're a horrible knockoff. Basically, they thought she was like a drag knockoff of Cher and didn't believe her, and she's like the whole real life Cher. Right? Like, wow. And so if the universe is like, some of y'all are missing the tree for the forest. Okay, you're so focused on the big picture. Come out of those universal energies and signs for a bit. Be more personable, one-on-one, and you're gonna have a lot of transformation between now and Aries season, and between now and the full moon in Aries later this month. So check back when we do the full moon in Aries reading. Okay, that's the messages I have for you for now. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, last but not least, number 7. Baby just woke up from her nap. For those of you that chose the Lenormand moon, the Fairytale Lenormand moon, we have freedom from the Spirit Cat's Oracle. We have Vila, shape-shifting. We have the Knight of Trees, aka the Knight of Pentacles reversed, custodian. 3 of Cups. We have When I Let Others Shine, I Shine Too, reversed, which is interesting, mirroring the 3 of Cups there. We have Sanctuary, cave. 3 of Pentacles reversed, fire, employment change, and new moon in Aries. So the cycles between this new moon in Libra and the new moon in Aries are going to be very significant for you, as well as the full moon in Aries, which will be coming later on in 2 weeks from now. The full moon's always 2 weeks from the new moon, and vice versa. So this reading, y'all are about to blow the socks off of your social circles. Some of you, it's co-workers. Okay, it's like you're hightailing it out of there. Employment change, literally, you're like deuces, blowing deuces. Okay, blowing this popsicle stand. Who has a popsicle stand? Do y'all know? Like, is it like is that why there's none? Like the ice cream trucks took over because everyone blew the popsicle stands? Okay, anyways, but that's what it's like. The writing's on the wall. Y'all are about to erase people like they never happened in history. Like, all right, like your elbow up here, like you're just going. You always laugh at my sound effects. Y'all just gonna be done with it. Career changes, major career changes. Who you associate with publicly and socially. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that. Yes. Okay, we have strong Aries. This whole thing, even to the point that people say that Aries is like the caveman sign because it's like the first sign, right? So it's like discovery of fire. That is basically what is going to happen. It's like a transformation comes out in you because it's like you discovered fire, you discovered the wheel. You're just like, you know what, you know that meme where he remembers who he is, the basketball player, was it, where he's sitting there sad for a minute and then he's like Okay, like I'm the king of the world. Like that's y'all right now. There can also be Cancers, Capricorns, Libras, okay? All cardinal signs very strongly. I'm feeling Sagittarius. There could be Leos. Could also be some Taurus in here. And so basically you're going to find the balance between when you need to let others shine and when you don't. Some of you have been putting yourself behind. Okay, you could be Pisces or Scorpio too. Some of you have been putting yourself behind so much and you're just like, why? Why was I doing that? Like, why did I always give them the advantage? Why did I always give them the inside tip? And then they would go and just like throw it in my face, get the success, get the, you know, it's like you worked on the project, they didn't do shit. And then they took when you went to show the class, they took all the credit. Like, what? And then they cheers themselves and had a little party and didn't invite you. And you're like, y'all didn't do any of the work. It's saying it's time to take action. It's really time. Entrepreneurs, it's time to get on your A game, okay? It's time to be authentic. It's time to find your own style. It's time to leave your own personal mark, okay? Yes, I'm not talking about leeching off other people's stuff. Get off my channel if you stealing my shit again, y'all. This is talking about getting rid of codependency, getting rid of overly blending ourselves to others and pretending that we all have to have the same hair color and the same style and the same job and the same credentials. And no, this is transmutation, purification, okay? Time to be free, time to shift up your game. I don't judge people based on only what I see physically. And even psychically, I always know people have these golden little nuggets to them that transform, or whatever color of the rainbow their nuggets are, transform into other gifts, right? I love watching wildflowers, and I'm one of them. I have so many more talents and gifts than people ever know. And no matter how many they find out, I always got 1,000 more, right? And those gifts always can go to deeper lengths than people ever know. So I just don't judge people on that. I'm more like, ooh, what you gonna show me next, right? It doesn't matter. Like, you know how they say, oh, this person was ugly, they was just poor. Things like that, right? Like, you never know when something's going to click with someone, when they're going to be done with the stress. Like, maybe somebody has been doing well, but they haven't let you know that they have a sick grandpa or something, and that's why their nails haven't been done, their hair and this and that, and that's why they haven't done certain changes in their business. But now they're going to have the space to do so. So there's so many kind of things like that. Like, you can never know why somebody hasn't enacted certain things in their life, and let them get the chance to get everything in a row. You have no idea who they are inside. You have no idea the talents and gifts. This is also another reason why I get frustrated when people don't spend time working on their authentic self and instead just steal everybody else's energy. So this is saying no. It's time to get real people around you who really are authentic, intense individuals who know who they are, and to challenge yourself to do the same as well. Okay, some of you, there's a lot, okay, I'm seeing a lot of third house placements. You got to get your shit together. You got to stop copying it. Some of your friends will be nice, that they might tell you sometimes and they still try to let you slide and get away with stealing their ideas, matching, being too codependent. This is saying, no more of that. And your friends are getting tired of it. Okay, so if you've been leaning on people, being codependent, you know, never able to do your own thing. I was just watching a few different new mukbang channels I hadn't seen, and some of them have like their boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever on them, and they were like the kind of people that can never eat their own food and always had to like overly eat their partners, and always have to be like get insecure the moment anybody else comes to talk in the group, or the moment they're not physically connected to their, you know, just things like that. And it's like, that's coming up in Libra season, and it's saying that's too much. That's too much. Okay, so y'all, it's time to go. It's time to get moving. It's time to get shaken. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. She's trying to shuffle the cards, y'all. This is Lucy, okay? She's awake even in her dreams, flying in a lucid dream. So this is saying to just follow your leads, whether it's Everest, wherever it's going to take you. And embrace that unbound freedom of flight and dreams. What is your wildest dream, your craziest, most heart-expanded, joy-filled plan A? If you're completely free, would you do it? Go for your plan A. All right, plan B can wait. And your reading was meant to be quick because I felt it in my energy and the way I'm speaking, and baby is pushing it along. So boom, we keep it pushing. Like on your moon card, they're trying to beat midnight. Go for it. It's plan A. We don't want to hear about plan B, C, D. Stop planning. Go and do that shit. We got Aries energy here. Go. Now. Go do it. I want to see your business posted. I want to see y'all's Divine Rebels. I want to see your links for your business on the public post I did. Y'all kept saying you wanted to share it, and I put that post up. Where's the links, y'all? You better be up there so we can support each other. Go and get it now, y'all. Go and get it. That's the reading for y'all that I'm seeing. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye.